Third round of the Hero World Challenge. How would Tiger Woods follow up his round 2 65? Woods would come out fast. He would come out furious, including this at the 5th. Woods on the charge up the leaderboard with the 32 on the front 9. Second 9, similar to the first round, as Tiger limps home just a bit in the water at 18. This would lead to a double bogey. Tough way to end the day. 38 on the back 9. And currently Tiger Woods 11 out of first. Heck, everyone chasing. Hideki Matsuyama. Golf Central starts now.
Golf Central. Brought to you by Titleist.
Hi there, welcome to Golf Central. Ryan Burrow along with Brandel Chambly and Jim Gallagher Jr. And guys, let's face it, golf just more fun when Tiger Woods is playing and playing good, which he did on the front 9. It's amazing to see the golf world react when Tiger Woods is playing good golf. We saw it on the front 9 tonight, the 32, the hole out we just showed you on the 5th. Limps home again, some of the struggles that we saw in round 1 where he just seemed to run out of gas, but nonetheless appears to be healthy and showing signs. Your take?
Golf may not be more fun if you're a professional golfer and Hideki Matsuyama is playing as well as he's been playing. The U.S. Open champion, Dustin Johnson, the Open champion, Henrik Stenson, are currently 7 shots back of a man who over the last 2 months has won the Japan Open by 3 shots, the Tejeo Masters by 3 shots, the Tejeo Masters by 7, the HSBC by 7, and one of those players that he beat by 7 was none other than Henrik Stenson at the Open Championship. This man at 24 years of age, great ball striking combined with fantastic putting, has everybody shaking their heads.
Well, he has, and his fantastic putting is because he spent a lot of time this week, especially almost to dark, working on his putting, and that was one of the weak parts he's had the last year or so, but he is playing with a lot of confidence, and this is a great field. And then you look at Tiger Woods, of course, has played the front 9 10 under and the back 9 2 over, and he's played actually 16 18 5 over par. So as you said, he's run out of gas, but man, Hideki has played some golf this week so far.
He has, as is Tiger Woods. This is the first time we've seen Tiger. The 466-day layoff. That is how long Woods stayed away from professional golf. You've seen a lot of Tiger on Thursday and Friday. Let's show you Saturday because he did come out with a flurry and showed the world that he can contend.
Very reminiscent of yesterday. A beautiful drive and a wedge to a couple of feet. Ditto again on Saturday.
So much is made of his golf swing, Jim. When he's on, it appears he's in complete control.
Yeah, and I thought the key was the rhythm. He had good rhythm early on, a rhythm right here, especially with a 9-iron from 179 yards downwind. A great shot in and make birdie, get to 8 under, just 4 back.
A microscope on this part of his game, Brandel.
A microscope indeed. Every part of his game is under scrutiny, but none more so than this aspect of his game. Perhaps he doesn't need to be as great as he once was, but he cannot come back to any extent if this part of the game holds him back. And the precision is of utmost importance, especially when you're into the grain. We've seen so many players chunk their chips, but not Tiger Woods, and certainly not right there. And this part of the game, it held him back as well. But Jim?
He's been perfect out of the bunkers, but he's perfect right there. Now, there's a lot of sand. That's called a greenside bunker.
9 under, 3 shots back. Here comes the charge. Here comes Woods.
And perhaps not the perfect yardage for him. You see him gripping down on that wedge, trying to take something off of it, trying to flight it into the wind. And it looked like ever so much in front of it. And his first putt came up 6 feet short. A 3-putt bogey at the 6th gives 1 back.
Now Woods now at the 7th, the drivable par 4.
Well, most important thing is how do you bounce back from a bogey, and this is a very tough shot, but puts a lot of spin on it right there. That's very nice, especially coming down the downhill. This is a little bit of left to right putt. Look at the stroke. Been perfect rhythm. Been really good on the left to righters.
Tiger Woods 10 under par to 11.
And this is a part of the game since 2010. He's ranked as low as 109th, not better than 23rd. Before 2010, many would say he was the best putter that has ever lived.
13 starts to show signs of losing it a bit.
Yeah, he only missed 2 fairways and 2 greens through 11 holes, and then this is where the wind kind of switched a little different direction. Got a little bit of an unlucky kick there, but this is the club that kind of held him back, and then some put a lot of pressure on your putting.
The putting has been very good this week. That not a good stroke, though, short and not on the mark. He would drop back to 10 under, 6 back. Now the 14th, drivable again in the waist area again.
That's right. In the first round, all of his misses to the left, and it seemed like today all the way in, off of the tee, he was missing to the right. In this particular instance, put him in a bad spot. Of course, this one, you see the bunker shot here, long bunker shot to this elevated green. That one coming up short and rolling back into a difficult spot, and he'd make bogey.
Now it's 17 for birdie.
Well, this is an unlikely putt for birdie, but he's Tiger Woods.
Gives you the fist pump. Heads to 18. Round 1 took driver off the tee, found the water. Day 2, 3-wood, middle of the fairway this time.
And again, another tee shot missing to the right and making what is already a difficult hole even that much more challenging. He drew a somewhat decent lie, but with the ball well above his feet, the tendency is to hook this shot. That's exactly what he did.
Yeah, especially from 214 yards.
So in the water there would be a double bogey. It was the left miss on Thursday, Friday. Today a bit of the right miss. But you take a look at the front and the back. Be interesting for your guys' perspective on how much of this is just getting back into the mix, not playing professional golf, walking professional golf, having long rounds out there. But Tiger on the front has been magnificent. 10 under. The back has been a struggle except for yesterday. Tiger, all in all, he is 8 under par in 10th place. He met the media.
If you think about it, I've gotten off to some really good starts the first 3 days, and generally when I come back from layoffs, that's what is the most concerned part of the game, is getting off to, I guess, halfway decent starts. But I've been into the round early, and I've been able to, build, a significant amount of positive shots and go under par early. And unfortunately, I haven't been able to keep it going except for yesterday. I didn't hit the ball that poorly today. Unfortunately, I just hit some bad putts there in the middle part of the round. If you come out here and you play halfway decent, you don't have to play great. Just play halfway decent. You're going to make 4 or 5 birdies. Just don't make any bogeys. And then if you get a little bit hot, you're going to shoot 7, 8 under par.
After asking, does this exceed your expectations coming into the week?
To be honest with you, I didn't really have much because I didn't know. I hadn't played in a very long time. And I didn't know what I was going to feel like after each round. I didn't know what kind of lies I was going to draw if I hit some bad shots at some of these bushes. I could have easily, what would happen to Rosie could have easily happened to me. A lot of things I don't know. I didn't know coming in. I'm very pleased to be back and be able to compete at this level again. It's been a very, very difficult road. You guys were all here last year, and I did not feel very good. I was really, really struggling, and I struggled for a very long time. Worked with my physios and had to be very patient, and was finally able to start building. And here we are.
Those last couple of holes are normally about tired legs. You were missing the ball right off the tee. Your legs, are they feeling a little bit tired?
I am. No, I am. I am definitely not. I'm not as fresh as I'd like to be. Ricky and I were talking about that. No matter how much you work out, it's very different than being in playing shape. And I've been walking. That's one of the reasons why Joey came down. Joey came down for 2 training camps, and we walked, and we tried to simulate tournament golf. But nothing is quite the same as playing in the waiting, and the grinding, and the wind, and getting the numbers right, and camera phones going off, and people moving, sounds. These are all different things than you can't simulate at home. And because I've been away for so long and I hadn't been able to condition myself, physically. I'm not running like I used to when I was younger. Those 30-mile weeks are gone. I'm not lifting like I used to. So I'm just not quite there. But it's coming. That's the great thing, is that I'm building, and the fact that each day I've gotten a little bit stronger. I'm not as tired. I think I'm getting used to playing out here. The mental preparation for a round, I'm starting to get into the flow of warming up, seeing shots, feeling shots, hitting shots, getting the feel for the wind. I know exactly what it's going to do at that trajectory. All the things that you don't really do at home. It's a little bit different at home. You just warm up and go play for some cash.
Well, Tiger Woods says he didn't have a whole lot of expectation coming into the week, says he didn't really know what to expect. And what's interesting is he started to make birdies on the front nine in Las Vegas, where they keep track of this stuff. His odds of the Masters, just every single birdie, the odds became better and better that Tiger Woods was moving as one of the favorites for the Masters, which, hey, listen, this is the Hero World Challenge. There's only 17 guys playing, Brandel. The conditions are perfect. A lot of guys having fun out there. Let's talk major championship golf. Small sample size, 3 rounds thus far. Is he on the road to contending when it matters the most?
Great question. When I hear people talk about rust, let's put this in perspective. Rust is not an issue. Okay, and Ben Hogan got hit by a car in 1949. He came back 334 days later after having his pelvis crushed and lost in a playoff to Sam Snead. He only played in 5 events in 1953, and he won 4 of those, excuse me. Tiger Woods only played in, 6 events in 2008, and he won 4 of those. It's not about rust. If your form is on, then you're going to play well. If it's not, you're not. Tiger Woods in the first round was missing drives to the left, just to the left in round number 1. If we take a look at some of those shots, this was his very first shot. Again, in 466 days, his first tee shot, he misses to the left. There are a lot of questions that Tiger Woods answered in round number 1. Did he play the entire day without grabbing his back? Did he look like he was hurt? Is his short game sharp? Is he going to putt well? The length of his golf swing was beautiful. He had a better rhythm. There were a number of things that were so positive for Tiger Woods and great for golf. He gets up on the left on the tee at the 18th. There's bunker to the right, water to the left. He tries to take driver off the tee, and he misses it to the left. But all of his misses were to the left, and a lot of people thought that maybe he had eliminated the right side of the golf course. But when you're coming from as far to the inside as Tiger Woods is, when you're dropping it to the inside in your transition, you're going to have a 2-way miss. There's just no 2 ways about it. He's just coming from too far to the right, and he's got such a high closure rated impact, it's reliant on a lot of timing. That's why you see him finish with the right shoulder so high. So in round number 3, all of his shots were to the right that he was missing coming down the stretch. Now, the reason this is important as we continue to watch him work his way through this is because these drivers, he can get around playing the par 3s and the par 4s, playing conservative, but par 5s are so important to major championships. At Erin Hills, the golf course is 7,823 yards long. That is the longest U.S. Open course in history in 2017. All of the par 5s are 600 yards plus. We know that the PGA Championship is going to Quail Hollow. In 2007, Tiger Woods won there. He was 9 under par on the par 5s. Only one person beat him. In 2008, when the last time the Open Championship was at Birkdale, Padraig Harrington won it, but he was the lowest of anybody on the par 5s. Par 5s are so important. So if Tiger Woods is going to hit driver, if he's going to find the fairway, if he's going to dominate the par 5s, he's got to change his golf swing. It's got to get more on plane. And so a lot of the questions were answered. A lot of great things I see about Tiger Woods over the last 2 or 3 days. The length of his swing, short game is better, but he's going to have to get his golf swing more on plane and drive it better if he's going to go forward and win major championships.
And you talk about par 5s, he's made 5 bogeys and 3 are on the par 5s this week, so I think that is an issue, and you're right. And I think coming in, some of the wind was going to the right and hurting him a little bit. Could have been like that, but didn't look like when he didn't have the turn, he wasn't quite getting through it, as you said, today on the second nine. So all those are factors. Will he be able to practice? Will he be able to prepare like he used to in the future with his injuries, with his family? That's the big question as we go forward.
Well, coming into the week, your biggest question was the short game. It appears now you've transitioned to the driver. Is that correct?
No, the short game. You cannot play the tour.
That's still number 1 for you.
Well, you can't play with a bad back. There's 2 huge issues. Sure. You cannot play golf with a bad back, and you cannot play with an awful short game. All his short game needs to be is decent for him to compete. For him to be what he used to be, obviously, he would need to be brilliant.
Well, so far so good on the health, and so far so good as far as being average on the short game. The driver, that is a work in progress. When we come back, speaking of work in progress, this is about as finished as you could be. There is no argument who the best player in the world is right now. His name is Hideki Matsuyama. You'll see him next.